Alright, so now you have to solve for k. So you have one of your equations filled in with the a that we just found over here. Um, you have to set that up as 14 is equal to negative 4 because you do 4 times negative 1, which is your a, plus k. So you have to think, what can I put in as k to add to negative 4 to give me 14? And so that's going to be 18. So k is equal to 18 because 18 minus 4 is 14. So now that you have your a and your k and your h, which is your axis of symmetry, let's write our final equation, well, which is your answer. So it's going to be y equals a, which is up here. So you got your original equation, which is like untouched. So you have to take your a and put that in first, so negative 1. So then you open parentheses, x, and then you put in your h, which is negative 4 because your axis of symmetry is 4, so you have to flip it. So negative 4, close that, square that, and so then you put in your k, which is 18, so plus 18. And that's going to be your final answer, because then you plugged in all your A's, your H's, and your K's. So let's move on to our final question. So you start off looking at what you got. So you got axis of symmetry, which is equal to negative 5. Points are negative 4, and negative 3, and negative 19. So you got to look at your original equation. So y is equal to a x minus h, square that, plus k. And then, so you have to plug in your axis of symmetry, which is negative 5. So you're going to do y is equal to a x. Since it's negative 5, you're going to flip that sign so it's become positive. And then plus k. So then you have to, once again, plug in your points for your x and your y. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's start off with negative 4 and negative 4. So that's going to mean that you plug in negative 4 for your y, to a, and then negative 4 for your x as well. So negative 4 plus 5. Close that, square that, plus k. Okay, so then after that, you have to simplify what's in here. So negative 4 is equal to negative 4 plus 5, that's positive 1. So 1 squared is still 1, so 1a plus k that's going to be equal to negative 4. So now that you have that equation all simplified, let's go on to our next point. So that's going to be, you're going to plug all the x and the y into that same equation. So it's going to be negative 19 is equal to a, open parentheses, negative 3 plus 5, square that, plus k. So then you have to simplify what's in here again. So negative 3 plus 5, that's going to be 2, positive 2. So then you're going to square that, so you're going to get positive 4. So negative 19 is equal to, what did we say? It was positive 2. So that's going to be squared to 4a plus k. So now that you have your two simplified equations, let's bring them over here and let's get our a. So let's write down negative 19 is equal to 4a plus k. And then you bring up negative 4 is equal to 1a plus k. So once again, we have to we're going to solve by elimination. So let's multiply this bottom one by negative. So since -1 times -4, they're both negatives, so that's going to turn into a positive. -1 times 1, that's going to turn into negative. And then -1 times +1, that's going to turn that into a negative k, which will once again cancel that out, so we won't have to deal with the k just yet. So you have to look at, well, we have to subtract what's on the bottom from the top, so let's do that. -19 plus 4, that's going to be -15. And then that's equal to 3a, since 4a minus 1a. So, just doing basic math, that's going to be -5 to get you -15 because you're multiplying that by positive. So a is equal to -5. So then you can plug this in to find your k. So let's go ahead and find k now. So 4 is equal to -1 times -5, because that's your a. And then that will be minus k. And then, oh wait, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and back that up. I should have looked at that. Alright. So let's do -19 is equal to 4. That's times -5, because that's your a. And then plus k. So, -19, that's going to be equal to -20 plus k. So then you got to think, -20, oh, what am I going to add into that to give me -19? That's going to be 1, because that's going to bring it up 1, so -19. So k is equal to 1. So then, let's look at plugging that into our final answer that we're going to put down. So then, our final step is to write your final equation with the a's, the h's, and the k's filled in with their values. So let's look at doing that. So y is equal to a, and we found that as -5. So -5, that's going to be multiplied by x. What was our axisymmetry? That's going to be +5, because that's switched, because that's going to be your h. So that's going to be switched its value, so that's going to turn into a positive when it was a negative. And then plus k, and our k was 1, so plus 1. So that's going to be your final value, or your final equation for this problem. Alright, so that was a look at how to do 3.5 writing equations using axis of symmetry and 2 points, using y equals a x minus h squared plus k.